Hey guys, Operation Smithy here, and welcome to my first animation tutorial. This is going to be part of a series called 51 Animation Exercises Made Easy. This is the first quarter of a 4-section series. So these first 10 or so videos are going to just be part of a bigger section in a even longer series if I decide to keep going with it or not. But the lightweight stuff should cover all the basic stuff. So even if I don't complete the series, at least the essential stuff will be out of the way. But basically, we're going to go from lightweight objects to then heavyweight objects, and then we'll cover pacing. So light and heavyweight will cover more straight up easing in and easing out, like very action oriented exercises. But then pacing, we're going to exercise more of the restraint sort of aspects, and I guess sort of like the cool nuance you want to see in a lot of animation, humans. All right, and then the last section will be expression. So these are gonna be more like super minute details, just like stuff that assumes that you already know the previous material. So just to give you an idea of what we're going into here. But without further ado, let's get started with ball bounce. Now, why is ball bounce so frequent when coming up in animation tutorials in general? Well, it's really the best way to learn the process of animation, in my opinion, anyway. Just mainly because it's such a straightforward concept. You just have a ball going straight up and down, but you learn so much in just learning that simple process. Process is really applied to pretty much every tutorial that we're going to be I guess, explore from here on out. So without further ado, let's just get started with the tutorial. I'm just drawing out my main frames. So what I mean by that is I'm going to draw out every frame that I want the ball to end up going to. So this is a very basic, very basic example, but I think it works well. It's just 3 frames, ball starting off in the air and then going down, hitting the ground, and then it comes back up, like so. And it's a very basic, like 3 frames, right? But then what we want to do, hang on, I just write, this is me reminding myself. After we do this, we space out the frames on the bottom. If you're working in Flash, they'll be on the top or something, but this applies to all software. But basically what you want to do is stretch these 2 out. You can do it however you like. It really depends on like the frame rate you're working at. As you can see on the bottom, I'm working at 12 FPS, which isn't ideal, but I wanted to just do that just for the sake of the tutorial, because you'll see that you'll see the frames better this way. Anyways, so now I'm doing more of the in-betweens. I didn't write that down for some reason, but these are in-between frames. These are the frames that will basically get you from point A to point B, to put it shortly. Like I said, very simple process, but you have to be very flexible with it. It's the tricky part of it. I tried to like get the shape like as sort of like in between. So as you can see, I'm like drawing in between the 3rd and the 5th frame here. So the 3rd frame is more of like a skinny like oval shape, and then the 5th frame is like that same sort of oval shape but even more flatter. It's like on its side more so, and this is to emphasize like a sense of weight. So this 4th frame is going to like be like that weight sort of like it's going to be coming up, so we have to see that weight sort of like transporting, and like it like like just with simple frames you're telling more of like a cohesive story of just one little object, and like the logic in which that thing operates on, you still have to be sort of consistent with it. But anyways, we have the basic 5 frames down. It gets the idea across. But now we're gonna do even more in betweens between those in betweens. It's a very like rinse and repeat process here. And as you can see, I started another recording because I hit Control Z too many times. We're gonna work on this 2nd frame here, and as you can see, I'm trying to get it in between the first 2 frames, but that didn't work out. So I ended up selecting it and dragging it down, which really helps if you want a more like precise easing. And as you can see, like the more frames we have objects like being in a certain area, that creates emphasis. And emphasis has to really be done right in order to convey a sense of weight. A cool effect to do, and now this doesn't work to its fullest extent here, but A cool effect to do is the speed lines to draw emphasis on, again, speed. Um, but that's a very basic thing to do, and it doesn't work as well as it should, as it could, because it's not dropping from a very high distance. So what I did instead is I added another frame where the ball is even more squished. Now this is quite hard to do because I drew that first one just kind of like out of luck. So this was the second one was kind of a struggle here. As you can see, I'm fucking I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. But yeah, we you can see me trying. You can see me trying. But that's really the basic idea, is to just emphasize, the weight, like on the frames of like where it counts, and you have to really time it right. And really, timing is everything in animation, and it really works if you're doing like stuff like comedy, that stuff that requires decent timing. But yeah, we have this ball being squished down here again. Timing is everything, and also like the placement of the objects like has to be like consistent as. So that's it for the basic ball bouncing tutorial. So next video we're gonna be covering the ball bouncing animation again, but we're gonna have it bouncing across the screen. So yeah, see you next time.